welcome back. Indonesian government has raised the budget for the National Economic Recovery Program to 553.09 trillion rupiah, or almost approaching the realization of Economic Recovery Fund in 2020.
The Indonesian government has raised the budget for the National Economic Recovery Program to 553.09 trillion rupiah, or $39.4 billion, increasing fiscal support for struggling to contain its coronavirus outbreak. Coordinating Minister of Economic Affairs Erlangga Hartarto stated that in plenary cabinet meeting, the government has decided the budget size to be 553.09 trillion rupiah. It means the government sees that economic recovery in 2021 needs a similar support than in 2020. Meantime, the previously approved budget for the program in 2021 was 372.3 trillion rupiah. In his presentation, Erlangga unveiled plans to quadruple health spending to 104.7 trillion rupiah. The government has also increased the budget for social assistance to 150.96 trillion rupiah. In the same time, Febrio Kacaribu, a finance ministry official, estimated the fiscal deficit for 2021 would be 5.7% of gross domestic product, unchanged from the ministry's previous outlook. From all sources, for IDX Channel.
The government continues to make efforts to accelerate economic recovery. Trillions of rupiah have been allocated to support these efforts. To know more clearly about this, let's dive at the following infographic in infographic session on Market Headline. This is total funds for national economic recovery. In 2020, the total funds allocation as much as 695.2 trillion rupiah, but the final funds realization 579.79 trillion rupiah. Meantime, in 2021, government allocated the total fund allocation 403.9 trillion rupiah. Meantime, the final funds allocation 553.09 trillion rupiah. Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs Erlangga Hartarto said that the allocation of funds for national economic recovery is increasing because the government saw that the Indonesian economy still needed support for recovery. Therefore, the government has increased the projected allocation for national economic recovery by an amount that is almost the same as the realization in 2020. It means that the government sees that economic recovery in 2021 requires the same support as 2020, in line with the vaccination program, which will take 1 year to achieve herd immunity. In economic recovery, the government focuses on several sectors, and to know these sectors, let's move to the next graphic. This is the Economic Recovery Fund allocation for 2021. Health sector, 104.7 trillion rupiah. Social protection, 150.96 trillion rupiah. Priority project, 141.36 trillion rupiah. MSME support and corporate financing, 156.06 trillion rupiah. Meantime, for business incentives, the allocation of funds is still under review. DBS Bank economist Ki Yan Yu predicts Indonesia's economic growth will return to positive, grow 4% next year. He believes to improve the national economy, Indonesia does not have to rely too much on the tourism and transportation sectors, but reviving the domestic economy is precisely what is crucial. Then with the start of vaccination, it is hoped that the Indonesian government will not need to repeat the strict social restrictions that have battered many companies during the pandemic period. Apart from vaccinations, economic stimulus from the government and the job creation law are expected to be additional vitamins for Indonesia's economic recovery. Meanwhile, from various targeted sectors, of course, the health and social protection sectors are the main sectors that must be prioritized. For clarity, let's check it through the next graphic. This is government programs in economic recovery, health sector, procurement and operation of COVID-19 vaccination, procurement of facilities and infrastructure and medical devices, treatment claim costs, incentives for health workers and compensation for death, and BPJS Kesehatan, or we call it BPJS, Health Contribution Assistance. And the next thing is social protection, whole family program, basic food card, pre-employment card, village fund direct cash assistance and cash social assistance, distance learning quota subsidy, and electricity subsidy. Health Minister Budi Gunadi Sadikin ensured that the health sector must be priority to recover the economy from the crisis caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The minister added that the rate of transmission of the coronavirus must be reduced first so that people are not exposed to the COVID-19 when carrying out economic activities. At the same time, for the health sector, economists reminded that the existing budget should not just stop at vaccination efforts. However, it should also increase the test capacity. This means that the test is carried out proactively by the government. Meanwhile, in terms of social protection, the salary subsidy program is discontinued. Related to this, Finance Minister has actually gave a signal that this program will not be continued. Sri Mulyani suspected that recipients of 2.4 million rupiah in salary subsidies did not make any spending or consumption that could boost the economy. She revealed that it was seen from the increase in third-party funds in the banks when government deposited direct cash assistance to workers. And apart from the health and social protection sectors, and how about the other priority sectors? Let's check it through the next graphic. This is government programs and economic recovery priority projects. The list are support for the tourism sector, food estate, information and communication technologies development, loans for regions and regional loans subsidies, labor intensive, and industrial area. Meantime, for MSME support and corporate financing, interest subsidies for core and non-core, loss limit guarantees for MSMEs and corporations, placement of funds, and state capital participation. And in terms of corporate financing programs, a number of banks are even ready to accommodate more government funds for this year's economic recovery. Low interest as well as significance for credit growth is the reason. Regarding this, the Ministry of Finance admits that it is still discussing the extension of placement of government funds in partner banks, including opening opportunities for other banks to become partner banks. On the other hand, the management of Bank Rakyat Indonesia admits that until now, they don't know whether the placement will be extended or not by the government. And hopefully the funds allocated for the COVID-19 handling program and economic recovery in 2021 can be realized quickly and on target. Stay tuned on Market Lens because we'll be right back after the break.